one second. No. Okay. So sorry for that. Uh, so should we write this? Yeah, we should. Hmm. So this says that define define that uh, for 6-8 bit precision, none of the quantization methods they test improve scaling behavior. I think what they mean by scaling behavior is how well it is scaling on size, maybe. But for 4-bit, so data types and small quantization blocks, just bit scale interns. They also found that quantile, quantization, and floating point data types are the most effective, while integer and dynamic exponent data types are generally yields the worst lesson. So for data types, this is what they found. After experiments and analysis, use 4-bit models with a small block size and with a float data type for zero shot. For better zero shot performance, they also that add to keep the precision at 4-bit, but vary the number of parameters of the model instead. If predictive performance or trade-off in model bits is decided. While earlier work has shown that it is possible to significantly improve the predictive performance of quantized models by using outlier dependent quantization. So earlier work shows that predictive performance can be significantly improved by using outlier dependent quantization. We show that it is not effective for bit scaling level. Significantly session using show that It's not effective for bit scaling. In particular, we analyze instabilities in 3-bit OPT and Python models and show that while these models can be stabilized through an outlier dependent quantization, which we term proxy quantization, this does not. Okay, what does outlier quantization? I don't know. Quantization. Where is that out one shot? Sorry, what? On the other hand, we highlight that one-shot quantization methods, that is, methods that optimize the quantization through a single mini batch of data, potentially could be scaled to be efficient below the 4-bit level. Okay, one-shot quantization methods. Overall, these findings suggest that the most promising directions to improve zero-shot bit level scaling laws are to develop new data types and techniques that quantize outliers with high precision without requiring a significant amount of additional bits. Okay. We also highlight the potential for one-shot quantization methods as a way towards low-bit transformers if combined with our insights. Okay, so after this, what they're saying it's that we'll see what is outlier dependent quantization, then we'll see what is that. Is outlier dependent quantization in 4 lines. I'm asking ChatGPT to do that. So GPT says outlier dependent quantiz is that outlier dependent, yeah, outlier dependent quantization is a data compression technique that adjusts the quantization process based on the presence and distribution of outliers in the data. So based on the data, it's quantizing. By identifying and treating outliers differently, it ensures that the quantization, the process of mapping input values from a large set of output values in a smaller set, typically to reduce the complexity of data, does not disproportionately affect the representation of regular data points. The method, this method improves data fidelity, particularly for datasets where outliers could skew the quantization process, leading to loss of important information or representation of data's true nature. Essentially, it's a strategy to balance data compression with accurate representation, especially in varied dataset. So, long story short, this is a quantization method. I don't know if quantization methods are based on data itself. I think it should be because all the bits represent the weights of data. So it basically, if you have outliers, it can skew the data performance. If you do quantization, basically you're trying to represent a whole lot of data into small parts of the data. So when we're trying to do that, outlier dependent quantization treats outliers differently than the normal data points. Okay. They say the predictive performance can be improved significantly when you use outlier dependent quantization. But the paper shows this is not effective for bit level scaling. In particular, they analyze instabilities in 3-bit OPT and Python models and show that while these models can be stabilized through an outlier dependent quantization, they call it proxy quantization, this does not improve bit level scaling compared to 4-bit precision. Uh-huh. Okay. On the split low scale. In this, so here, bit level scaling means in this context, it refers to the process of adjusting the precision or the number of bits used to represent each. Specifically, it involves the change in the model's precision. Bit level scaling is basically model's precision. Even though such quantization techniques can stabilize models with lower bit precision, like 3-bit models, and potentially improve their performance, they do not necessarily make it more feasible or effective to scale down even lower bit representations, or like 4-bit representations compared to that. Overall, these findings suggest that the most promising directions to improve zero shot bit level scaling laws are to develop new data types and techniques that quantize the outliers with high precision without requiring a significant amount of additional bits. They also found they also found that uh, using dependent quantization, I don't want to use this because they further the findings of the paper suggest the findings of the paper suggest that the most promising directions to improve scaling laws for bit level scaling laws for zero shot are to develop new data types, techniques that quantize outliers with high precision without requiring a significant amount of additional bits. What's the hypothesis of the work? You have to write what's the hypothesis. Let's do that now. Mm, Let's stop for a while.